and realizing that I have value, I had information, I have knowledge, I am worthy of all the things I had to deal with. So from there, I created this. So so now you know level up. We're gonna hear where the rest of the tagline came in. So we did this event, right? And Takiyah, like I did this level up conference, right? We did this at this cafe in New Jersey. Had people come out. Was pretty successful for what we
It was
created, right?
very successful.
And it was it's amazing because it's the first time I got my friends to see me in the space of doing speaking, all of that good stuff, right? So Takia did a presentation called Living Your Best Life, right? And she came out with the theme song Cardi B, I'm living my best life. At the time I
Told
didn't heard this. Yeah. So so that song hit me because like now I'm like, yo, best life, living your best life. I felt the vibe. So so when the book when the so when I came time to write the book, mind you, what I didn't tell you is in 2016, I had the idea to write a book. I saw Taki write a book. I was like, bump that. I'm about to write this book. I could do this. You know what I mean? I had that confidence, but the book never came out. It never came out.
right.
So 2020, I'm realizing, wait, I'm ready to write this book. I do have this book and I'm ready to write it. And I was listening to Living Your Best Life and I was just listening to Chance the Rapper verse, which I love that verse. Like just straight up a lot of things he said in that resonated with me. And it just made me start to realize what does it feel like to made it? Especially when he said that line. God work
Yes.
magic, God work magic, God work magic in my life. Cause that bag was like Ayana, cause the guala's like Ayana, cause that bag fixed my life, right? When he said that, I'm like, what is it like to get to that place where finances is good, you're doing your dreams, everything feels good. So I was like, all right, so this is my thought process. It was, all right, so what does it really mean to live your best life? Is it about the money? I was like, and then in my mind I say it's about the money, but I know a few people who had money that's no longer here. So obviously the money wasn't the thing that kept people happy, right?
Right.
I was like, then what is it? Is it expressing living a true purpose? And that's when it connected to me because it was like purpose. They're doing something that they love. It's providing
Mhm.
fulfillment.
Yes.
And they're being fulfilled. So how do you get to that place? And what I did was work backwards. So I went to this process of realizing, oh snap, this is how you start living your best life, right? So that was my moment of just deciding that this book was worthy. And I'm telling everybody that for me to write this book was a monumental because I went through just fighting all the doubts, the negative talks, all the things that most there's a lot of people really want to write books. I'm telling you. A lot of people really want to write books, but a lot of you have doubt. A lot of you question whether you're worthy enough. A lot of you don't even think you have the ability to write a full book out. You might be thinking, I don't know enough words in the dictionary. I don't, my
Right.
spelling ain't good. You have all these stories that's stopping you from writing a book.
You have all
For
these
me,
excuses.
that's it.
Is what Coach would say.
Excuses. Yeah, it's all excuses, right? And it's stopping you from doing the thing you truly desire because you kind of talking yourself out, right? And that's what made me realize why living your best life is such a true thing because it's not about the money. It's about having an idea and a belief about your life and just living it with and being rewarded for it. Imagine being rewarded financially,
Yes.
situational, lifestyle, all these things for doing what you came here to do. To
Yes.
me, that's what it truly means to live your best life, right? So that's where I wrote that book on. So, Takia, I'm here to ask you now. This question for you is this, right? What if you remember those conversations we had when I was writing this book and I got those knots, right? What was your impression in seeing you go through that journey, and what did that do for you, knowing that here I came to you in 2015 talking about, oh, I want to do this, and now 25 years later at this point, I'm actually doing it. How did that feel to you to see that journey for me to do that?
Speechless. I was speechless. I was extremely proud to say that he's my best student ever. And although I originally got him, so to speak, from my cousin Hakeem, who is the founder of Alpha Talk, which is where we all met. Which Alpha Talk, shout out to Alpha Talk in the movement. Alpha
Facts.
Talk was a movement of entrepreneurs who were actually on the awakening path, but didn't have people that understood them.
Yeah.
We ended up attracting each other. It was a group of people who were waking the hell up, and they couldn't really share what their experiences were because people would judge them. But they were also entrepreneurs. They were also leaders. They were also influencers. Like, they knew that there was something greater. And coming to Alpha Talk was the space where you could come and be yourself. You could come and talk about whatever that woo woo experience would be, and nobody would judge you because most of us in the room had the same damn experience, but we just didn't have nobody to identify with what we were talking about to share it with. And just watching Javon evolve from being, I don't want to say that he was afraid, because I could see through his BS, which mostly I would say bullish, but I'm gonna say I could see through his belief systems. When I say BS, I could see through his belief systems, and I could see that there was a leader waiting to emerge, waiting to conquer, but still had the voice of other people in the background of what they said he could do and what he couldn't do. And it made him feel down. It made him feel like, damn, do I persevere with this or not? I don't really know, what to do. And then here it is. I came in and was just like, do or do not. That's what we're going to do. There's no try. You told me that you wanted to write this book. You told me that you wanted to speak on stages. You told me. So, out the door goes the excuses. Let's get busy. Let's get ready to rumble. And I love the fact that he took on the challenge head on, like he was a general at it. Even though he had his moments, he always allowed himself to be picked back up. And if he ever felt down, he knew who to call. Let me just get coach on the phone. Hey, coach. And then, they can't lie to me. All my clients, you cannot lie to me. If you tell me everything is all right, I give you an opportunity to tell me what's wrong. Because once the heavenly realms begin to speak through me, it's going to tell you some stuff that you probably didn't want me to know. But in Javon's case, it gave me everything that he needed to know. It gave me everything that he needed to know about himself. It gave me everything that he needed to identify that was literally hindering his success. Because there was a giant within him. There was a giant ready to be unleashed within him. There was a whole crowd, a whole tribe of people waiting for him to share his story and to share the method of how he actually got there. Does that mean that he's rich and he's living the most glamorous life ever? Not yet. Take note that I said not yet, with capital YET. But he's living a hell of a lot better mentally, spiritually, and physically, wealthy in many other areas of his life, period, which allows financial abundance to show up in his life as being a entrepreneur. And so for me to witness him, when he sent me his website the other day, guys, he was building his place. Like, coach, hold on, I gotta do something on the website real quick. I gotta fix it. I realized I didn't do. And he said, go click on it. and I click on it, and I see my BSC. He's like, "Hey, this is Roger, and level up." And I was, guys, I can't even tell y'all. I was probably cheesing harder than this because I wasn't talking at the same time. But I was cheesing so much in gratitude that he's doing it, that he's not just talking about it, he's not letting the way he used to let his fears or his uncertainties get in his way, he's not doing that anymore. He's saying, okay, I gotta take action, and I gotta take action now, and this is what I'm gonna do. And he goes and he does it, And as again, I said, it's not that everybody don't have their moment, but when Javon snaps out of that spell that we all get under sometimes, right? He hops out of that spell and he jumps into literally this guy that I just love to watch, because that's mine right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Facts.
watching my word. I'm watching the confidence that I helped to build. At the end of the day, he chose it. So we can never say I built him. That's not it. I gave him the confidence to be able to get out there and do it, which he had in him all along.
That's a fact. And John C. Maxwell says that when you don't have confidence and belief in yourself, borrow someone else's belief in you until yours kicked in. And that's what I ended up doing in that situation, was taking somebody who saw it in me and realizing, like, if they see it, then that means it's something. And the truth is, for me, a lot of people saw it. It's just that it took me a while. I had to go through my own trauma and my own lesser
Experiences.
versions and my own experiences and all of that to get to this place. So now,
Yes.
since we talking about trauma, I might as well just talk about your upcoming book. This right
Yes.
here is called Untraumatized, right? So
Oh,
Untraumatized is called Untraumatized, Reclaiming Your Power, Breaking the Chains to Healing, Self-Discovery, and Empowerment, right?
yes.
I'm excited for this book, right? Because anytime we talking um anything about mental health and how that experience, and we had a conversation the other day, and I told you what I got
Yes.
working in the future. So I'm always into the mental space because I believe that the foundation of who we are is within our spirit, but the human experience, because the spirit is our spiritual aspect of ourselves, but our human aspect of ourselves is in the mind, right? Because the mind is the center place that connects our spirit and our humanity, right? So if that
Yes.
mind is not in a strong sense of space, then you'll find yourself sabotaging everything
Very true.
that you trying to do, all because you're not in true alignment of who you are and what you want to do in life. So I'm loving this. I get a little exclusive read. I mean, I ain't gonna tell none of y'all though. I get a little exclusive.
And see, let me tell you something. This is the great part about working with me is that my clients hear my voice even when I'm not talking.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. There's plenty of times where I'm sitting here like, yo, I'm like, what would Takiyah say? And then I could just sense
Did he
this little
snap out
high
of
pitch,
it?
this raspy high pitch. How you raspy and high pitch at the same time? I don't know. But I hear this raspy high pitched voice is just
At the
telling me,
same time?
"Hey, you got this. You overthinking. You can do it.
Yes.
Mind's up." And then boom, I
Yes.
come to solution. So sometimes, so I do. And anytime that I've taken advice to and have a close relationship, I've learned to borrow that. But that's just a special unique that I learned with Takiyah, Coach
Yes.
Takiyah, is knowing that whenever someone imprint their energy onto you, they are always with you. And that ability to imprint your energy is one of the things. But like I said, I want to talk to you quickly because I don't want I want to talk because we're gonna come back because I want to get into
Of
deeper the
course.
conversation about this book. But just give them a little taste of what people won't get when they read
Give me that.
Untraumatized.
Okay, so This will give y'all a taste. Don't leave me in all this pain. Don't leave me out in the rain. Break my heart.
Say
Say you
you
love me
love me
again.
again. Who
Undo
do
this
this
hurt
hurt
because when you
details when you
walk
walked out the door and walked
out of
out of
my
my
life.
life? Uncry these
Cry these
tears.
cry so many nights. And break my heart. Okay, that is what this book is going to do. This
Mm,
book is going to unbreak your heart. It's going to untraumatize you because, at the end of the day, we have all experienced some things in life. We have all experienced some things that do impact and cause. For every cause, there is an effect, right? And there are ways, beliefs, thoughts, and behaviors that we have tolerated to know real true awareness of what we were experiencing at the time when we were experiencing it. In this book, you are going to understand personality disorders, mainly because a lot of times you don't know who you're with. A lot of times you will be in a relationship with someone and you will think, and mind you guys, this book is not just untraumatizing you from regular relationship trauma. I address family trauma, I address childhood trauma because they all play into your relationships. They all are different behaviors that people have that contribute. So just getting back into just talking to you is going to talk to you about not just personality disorders, but it's going to break down for you what trick, what manipulative tactic that they're using in order to trap you, so that when you come across these type of people, you'll be able to identify the characteristics and say, oh no, okay, that's what that person is. Or you will notice the behavior. If somebody's playing on your mind and making you second guess yourself, and you'll be able to say, oh, that person is gaslighting me. If somebody's just love bombing you, and they're just showering you with all this love, and then all of a sudden they just disappear. Why do they do that? What caused that? And so in this book, Untraumatized, it's going to really uncover not just your trauma, but it's going to uncover other people's trauma that you have been dealing with that caused you to be traumatized, and that is what's going to untraumatize you. What makes my personal story unique and why I know this book is going to be so amazing is because though most of humanity and society have experienced family trauma, childhood trauma, and things like that, that has led to the things that they feel, or who they think they are, or who they've become today. My experience as a child, I did not have childhood trauma. I did not have family trauma. I did not have molestation, rapes, and things like that happened to me. I did not have that. But the trauma that I experienced was even worse, because what happened for me is I end up attracting relationships, being in an emotional waste dump. It seems the universe just threw me out there to collect baggage from people who were absolutely traumatized. I would attract and not just romantic relationships, but just people who were in really toxic situations. And when I wrote this book, I really had to take a look in myself with a lot of stuff and see, like, what part did I play in any of the things that was going on. Because at first you realize that I didn't have no trauma, so I was looking at these people like, why are you even in my life? Like, make it make sense. But I always knew since a younger age that I don't know why I knew this, but I knew that my purpose here on the planet would be to heal people, right? So, thus, that being my purpose, what do you think happened? What happened is I got sent people to actually observe, to actually be able to wonder what's going on in that person's mind, that they think like that they act like that. So instead of me being like traumatized and feeling like, oh my God, woe is me, that wasn't what happened for me. But what happened was for me was I became the observer of all the people that I dated, and I became the observer of the childhood trauma and all of the things that they had that end up being projected at me. So my trauma didn't come from family, it didn't come from childhood trauma. It came from other people who were traumatized, who attempted to traumatize me, right? And that came from physical abuse, emotional abuse, things like that. But when you guys read the book, you'll see a little bit deeper where I had this resilience and tenaciousness that I know was nothing but the grace of God that made me. It's not to say that I wasn't hurt through certain experiences or whatever, but my tenaciousness and my tenacity, my ability to bounce back after what I experienced, after the betrayals, after the disappointments, was just like unheard of. I don't think that anybody, I'm not going to say anybody, but I don't think that there's many people in the world who can go through a lot of the stuff that I've been through that was placed on me by other people and just snap out of it. Like, I have this brain where I see what it is, but I'll be honest with y'all, it also caused me to stay in situations longer than I needed to if I have to keep it 100. This is why this book, Untraumatized, is so good, because it also helped me with, it helped me to even see where I was. Maybe I wasn't the one who was codependent, but it showed me as I was writing it, I began to notice in my relationships where I enabled codependency. So even though it was like for a lot of issues that people have, the opposite was for me, but it was coming to me because I needed to perceive it in a different way in order for other people to perceive it differently, to see that there is a way to overcome this. There is a way for you to not be held down or in bondage by the trauma that you experienced. And for me, it was deeper because it was like, damn, this wasn't even my stuff. This was stuff that other people, parents had did to them, abused them and cursed them and da da da, or showed them about being infidelity and things of that nature. But I didn't grow up like that, so it made me wonder more about why people act like that, which is what drew me into the whole mindset thing. But Untraumatized is gonna really untraumatize you guys. I am not funny. It's gonna really help you to see. Now you're gonna also get to look at your shadow self, and how to operate with your shadow self, and how to get your ego on your side. You're also going to learn about self discovery and self awareness, the importance of it, and why it's helpful. Not only that, in this book, you're going to also get journal prompts that are going to help you to clear out. And when I tell you guys that I didn't leave anything out of this book, the journal prompts that I gave you, I even gave you examples of how to answer the journal prompts. So there's no way that you could close this book and be stuck. There's no way for you to not become untraumatized after reading this book. I even talk about a little bit about depression, but I don't talk about depression from a woe is me standpoint. I share with you that you are not your depression, right? And some people experience depression that is unexplainable depression. So I talked about that too. How do you work with unexplainable depression when you're depressed? You don't even know why. There's nothing even going on around you in order for you to be depressed. How do you manage something like that? So this book is just it's really deep. It's absolutely gonna raise your self-esteem. You're gonna have a lot of options to use to overcome it, using mindfulness and the different techniques that I give you. But if you do the work, I promise you will absolutely begin to think differently. You will begin to act differently, and your past will no longer be in control of your future.
Wow. and I'm thankful for you to write that because it's a book that's needed, right? Right now,
Yeah.
we live in a world where depression is a big, high thing, right? I talked about it. You talked about it. A lot of
Yes.
people deal with depression. So I want to start to get ready to close this out. So the title of this episode is "Learning to Trust and Let Go," and learn to let go and trust the process, or to reframe it is embracing the art of letting go and having faith in the journey. So when you think about those terminologies, what does it mean to you to let go and trusting the process?
First of all, the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about letting go is identify what it is that you're holding on to. A
Mm,
lot of you guys don't know what it is that you're holding on to. A lot of you just feel some kind of way, but you're not even really clear of what you're holding on to. Are you holding on to things that you self-inflicted, or are you holding on to things that your mother, your father, or whoever has inflicted on you, right? So when we talk about letting go, we have to also enforce forgiveness, right? And we remember that forgiveness is not for us. Forgiveness is, I mean, it's not for the other people, it's for us, right? It's for us to make a decision that, you know what, I can't change what happened, I can't change what was said, I can't change what was done. Each person was doing the best that they can based on the level of consciousness that they were operating from. And so when you have a higher level of awareness like that, and you think on a higher level, you're not thinking from the standpoint of, she beat me, he hit me, she put me outside, she did this, all of that stuff that comes up. But it's more so you recognizing that this person was not in their right mind when they treated you that way. So now you come from a space of compassion. This doesn't mean that you compromise. This is just understanding and having compassion that this person is really mentally ill. This person really had some things going on, right? And that's why they treated me that way. It wasn't so much of what I did, right? It was more so their response or their reaction to whatever action that I took, right? And so witnessing that, it's just stepping back and being a witness of that. You can kind of think back and realize that perhaps sometimes it's their parents that treated them that way, and that's why they treated you that way. Or maybe it was an ex-boyfriend or a girlfriend or somebody that they had, and so now they're treating you like this to get over the last person. But letting go is something that you have to do from within yourself. Okay, letting go is not say, oh, you know what, I don't want to let go because I want to torture him. Don't you know he did this and she did that, whatever. The more you try to torture somebody else, the karma of self torture is going to come to you. You're going to have a whole lot of things that are going to hit you in the face that's going to bring you torture, because at the end of the day, it is all about taking your lesson as your blessing and keeping it moving. Understanding that this particular experience was just that. It was just an experience. And I get to choose a new experience from this day forward. I don't have to hold on to what it was that held me back, because on the opposite of what held me back is everything I need to move me forward. And if I know in my mind that whatever it is that I give my attention to is what is going to make its way to me, then I don't need to be thinking about what used to be, especially if I know that I'm ready to release that life. I'm ready to release what used to be and come on what's coming to be. But your focus has to be there in order for that to, in order for room to be made. So understand that letting go isn't about, just setting somebody else free. It's not about that. It's more so about you setting yourself free and you not allowing the things that you have experienced throughout your life to actually hold you down. It's about you choosing to unleash that dragon in you. You choosing to be the conqueror, right? Wouldn't it be worth you letting go of everything that has stopped you from having a fulfilling relationship, having a successful business, if entrepreneurship is not your thing, having a good paying job that is steady, and what's the word that I'm looking for, that's reliable, that is gonna be around and stand the test of time, right? Wouldn't it be worth you giving all of that up, all of the stuff that you don't want, all of the fear, all of the drama, all of the gossip, all of the uncertainty, all of the nine thing, I want to say, that's not the word I want to use. All of the things that you are not allowing yourself. What are your non-negotiables? Letting go requires you to say, these are my standards and these are my non-negotiables. And in order for me to have this life that is in front of me, this has to go. So when I think about letting go and choosing to do something different, it's really saying that, you know what? I have no control over what happened, but I'm grateful for everything that happened because it actually built me to be this person. It built the tenacity that I have. If this dude didn't do me dirty, I would not have the knowledge for me to be more cautious of who I do certain things with. If this woman didn't betray me, for the guys, if this woman didn't betray me, maybe I would have been more maybe I would not have been so more certain on my finances. You know how sometimes as your mate, you tell your mate all about your finances, but you don't know that that person's actually planning to betray you. But because they betrayed you, it made you pay attention to your finances. So even though we have to understand that these lessons that come up for us, letting go is all about learning the lesson. You must learn the lesson, or you will keep repeating the karmic cycle until you get it and until you let it go. So I want to say that. I want to say, what would it be worth to you to live your best life now, to release all of the things that you believed were in your way? What would it be worth to you to release everything that you thought wasn't possible and to receive the possibilities? What would that be worth to you? What would it be worth to you to have more time with your family, to be able to have a decent conversation with your loved ones, and actually have friends that do care about you instead of ones who are plotting on you? What does that look like, to have friends that are supportive? In order for you to actually have that, you gotta let go of that. You can't you can't serve two masters. Do you
Mm.
want great friends, or do you want faulty people who are going to continue to bring you into a lower frequency? And that's where you're going to be. Over here, we have vibe all day, okay? And when we drop down, we come in and we pill each other up. Come on, get up out that box, that bed, or whatever the hell you in. Let's go. And let's keep it moving, you know? So letting go requires you to know yourself, to have confidence in yourself that when I let this go, and because I'm letting this go, I know I'm about to get that. I'm so confident that when I'm done with that, I know the miracles are going to flow into my life miraculously. It's going to blow my mind. Why? Because I finally had the confidence to let go of the things that no longer serve me, and I stopped serving those things because those things were not serving me. But I choose me. So now I'm choosing what I want based on the version of me that I've chosen.
Mm. Say it again for the people in the back.
Hey, hey.
so, so here's the thing, right? Let's call it out here, right? People know what they need to do. Here's what one thing people need to realize: you need to let go of that trauma story that you attach yourself with, right? A lot of people. Let me get my own solo here. I ain't get my solo yet. All right, so a lot of you guys, here's what you're doing. That story of trauma, you're holding on to that, right? Because there's a part of you that want others to feel sorry for you. Like, let's be real. Like, forget,
Yep.
forget the. Oh, I don't need nobody to feel sorry for me. The truth is,
Oh
you do,
crap. Mm-hmm.
right? And the reason why you do is because you want to feel like you're heard, that people understand your pain and people feel you. It's human nature. We all want that. you know. But part of realizing that is that you don't need that. Knowing the difference between your wants and needs are the difference in how to manage the traumas in your life. Just because you may want attention does not mean you need attention. And and sometimes the
Yes.
attention you need is not coming from the things that you're not doing. You want the attention for the things that you are doing, the work that the positive things that you're doing. Those things deserve attention. So the truth is, let go of that trauma, let go of that hurt, let go of that betrayal, because life on the other side of that is way more beautiful, way more peaceful, way more light, way more joyful. But you can't hold on to that. You can't enjoy that until you let go of the trauma and the negative energies into your
Very
life.
true.
So, the last thing I want to say is this: people, where could they find you, Takia? We you dropped a lot of jewels here. Where can they find you? What are some of the links and stuff that they can have for you?
Hold on just a second. It was something that I want to tell you. I don't know. I can't recall it. It was something that you said at the end just now, and I actually wanted to add add to that before we let them go, but that's okay. Where can you find Miss Diamond? All right, so Google me, baby. That's how you find Miss Diamond. Google me, baby. So I got so you can find me. My website is www.takiyahdiamond.com. Takiyah diamond like the ring.com. Our social media is Takiyah Diamond or Takiyah TK Diamond. It's very easy to find me. There's only one original Diamond girl. I'm just saying. Shout out to all the cubic zirconians out there. I appreciate y'all too, but I know I just had to say something, right? But yeah, you guys can definitely find that. If you want to book a session with me, you can inbox me here on Facebook, Instagram. You can also shoot me an email, or you can go to my website, click on my calendar, and say book a session where we can actually take a look at what's going on with you. We can see, what are the different things that are holding you back. Maybe you're not aware of what your belief systems are. Maybe you're not fully knowledgeable as to why things are not propelling forward for you. But the great part about it is that you will have an opportunity to, once you identify what it is, then from that point forward, you'll have the ability to make a choice to move forward. And sometimes once you make that choice, there's no way to go back because you're a higher level of consciousness. You can't go backwards. Once you know, you know. So TakiyahDiamond.com, guys. Facebook me, Instagram me, follow me, all that great stuff. I'm definitely worth the watch.
I agree. All right. And all right, so I want to thank you for taking the time to, speaking to some of my audience, my listeners, those who are tuning in, those who dropped by, who saw you in
Yeah.
passing or watched this religiously. I want to thank you for, giving them something to go. So I want to definitely let you go because we're about to end it. Thank you once again for being here. I appreciate you. All right.
And I do too, guys. And guess what? Don't forget, we here for you, okay? We are here for you. Whatever you guys need, just holler out. And Javone left this out, but we got something coming up for you guys. But we're actually going to be doing a 5-day book challenge where we're going to be helping you guys become first-time authors. So you guys can stop stalling and start writing, and go ahead and share your story, your experience, or your expertise. We are helping. I know in my case, Javon hasn't said anything to me about him doing anything with fiction at this point. But for me, for this particular thing that we're going to be doing, it's for you. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're an influencer, you have a story to tell, but you want to bring transformation behind your story. So please don't. decide think that we want some scripts with just shoot 'em up, bang bang, shoot 'em up, bang bang fiction stories are not what we are promoting. We are promoting healing. We are promoting change in the world. We are promoting people standing up and being in their individuality and in leadership. And that is the direction that we are going forth towards, working with authors who want to make an impact. And because they make an impact, they have an opportunity to increase their income.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Takia, thank you. We're definitely going to talk about that, and that's some of the announcements that we're going to get to on this time.
Of
You
course.
got to bring it out too early. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Definitely something to look out for. So we're definitely working on that. So, Takia, thank you once again, and I'm about to just wrap this up. So just thank you. Um, all right, guys. Once again, make sure you get my book, Level Up. How to Start Living Your Best Life Now is available. You have the paperback version here, and you have the hardcover here. This is there's not one person until now that can say they had the hard copy version. So you could be one of the first people to get the hard copy version of the book. So just make sure y'all go get the book. It is available now. And my last words I want to say to you before I let you guys go is this. Never, ever think that you are unworthy of what is inside of you that was given by source God created to do, right? If God says write this book, it's for you to write that book. You're worthy enough. If God says start this business, you're worthy enough. Anything that's given to you, you deserve. You are more than worthy for everything you desire to do. Make sure you never question your worthiness in any space. Peace and love to you. My name is Dr. Love Jones, and I'm out.